Hi guys, it's Roger Cox again. I'm glad to be with you, and as always, hold on a little bit while I share this feed, and I'll be with you here in just a second. Today's video is going to be a little different because it's going to be much more personal. I decided that instead of talking a lot about network marketing, which I'm going to do that, I can't get away from that, but I'll do that towards the end of the video. But I wanted to concentrate on me because a lot of you have no idea who I am, and so you'd kind of like to know a little bit about me. So we're going to get personal today. Hold on for a second while I share this out a little bit. I hope you're having a great day. I'm having a pretty good day. I'm kind of full. I just went to a place called Berry Blends, I think. Berry Blends, that's what it's called. And I had a lot of chocolate, or whatever they call that thing. It was pretty good. Okay, there's one of them shared. One more, and we'll get this going here. But yeah, I'm going to be talking about me. You might be wondering who this Roger Cox guy is. And so I'm going to be talking about me. Going to be a little personal. Might even be a little embarrassing, who knows. But we're going to do this. We're going to do it. Okay, just about there. Alrighty. I think we're good to go. I'm going to move over here. Because as you know, if you've been watching me for any length of time, you know this is my favorite place to broadcast from. And we're about ready to go. I hope you can hear this okay. I moved my external mic to a different place, and it's not pointing directly at me. It's kind of pointing to the ceiling. So I hope you're able to hear this all right. Let me know if the volume is not very good, and we'll see what we can do about that. So yeah, my name is Roger Cox, and I have the Facebook page, Health and Freedom with Roger Cox, and I also have a blog at rogercox.net, and I encourage you to go to that. But today I'm going to be talking, just give you some idea who I am, where I come from, and so that when you see my posts on Facebook, it's more than just a name. You know, you have a face, and you also have some background and some history to go along with it. So let's see, what can I say about myself? Well, I really like bicycles. I used to ride a lot of bicycles. I wasn't really good at it. I wasn't professional or anything like that. But when I was a kid, I remember riding around the farm on a bicycle. And then when I got to college, I took a bike with me. Didn't ride it much because back in those days, there was a lot of broken glass on the streets of the college town where I was at. And seemed like I was always getting a flat tire, so I didn't ride a whole lot. But towards the end of my college career, I did buy a pretty nice bike, pretty nice for me anyway. And I got to tell you a story about that. I researched for weeks on the best bike to buy for the money that I had, and so I spent a lot of time getting just the right bike for me. Okay, and I finally picked it out. I bought it and I took it home, and 2 days later, I'm riding down the street. And a car, let's see if I remember exactly how it happened. I was going straight and a car turned in front of me. That's the way it was. And I ended up on his hood. Didn't hurt me at all, but it totaled my bike. This bike was like 2 days old. And I spent weeks, maybe even a month or more, looking for the right bike to get. And 2 days later, it was totaled. And of course, it took a little while for me to replace that. But I've always liked bikes, and when I was working full-time, I actually commuted to work on a bike 2 to 3 days a week. It's about a 7.5 hour ride one way. And I did that. I was able to go down in the winter. I even did it in the winter. I was good for about 14 degrees. Gets colder than 14 degrees, and I didn't have enough clothes. But so I commuted on the bike. And then I've retired since then. And I don't ride nearly as much as I would like to. But I still like bikes. I like reading about bikes. And a few years ago, I actually bought what they call a recumbent tricycle bike. And it's one of those that looks like you're laying back on this thing. It's got 2 wheels in the front and one in the back. It's called like a tadpole recumbent, and I really like riding that. And so I like bikes. I like guitars. I used to play a lot of guitar, and I'm still trying to do that. As you can see behind me, I got guitars there. And as always, every time I do one of these videos, the phone starts ringing, and it never fails. So where was that? We were guitars. Yes, I have a number of guitars here. I started playing when I was in, well, I don't know, probably junior high. There's a few of them on my wall behind me there. And I got one down over here in the corner. You can also see my messy room. And there behind me, if I can, well, let's see if I can. There behind me, you can't really see it very well. That's my pedal steel guitar that I'm trying to learn how to ride, or not ride. You ride a bike, you play a guitar. Trying to learn how to play this guitar, and it's not as easy as it might sound. So I like guitars. I like playing guitars. I learned how to play a steel guitar. What else about me? I'm very active in my church. I spend 3 or 4 hours a week or more in church activities. I do a lot of volunteer work. I'm big into family history. I do a lot of family history work, and it's not just my family. I have found I come from a small town in Kansas, and doing my family history work, I put names in my database, people that I'm related to, and people who are married to people that I'm related to. So I've got, at this point, probably 7,000 names in my family history database. Not all of them are, in fact, most of them are not directly related to me, but they're connected somehow, through marriage usually. And I can draw a line from me down through all these connections, and I'm connected to every one of those 5,000 or those 7,000 people. And what's really amusing to me is how many people in my hometown back there in Kansas I've got a connection to through that. Not blood related, but somehow through a marriage or whatever, I can draw a line and figure there's a connection point between me and probably about half of my classmates that I went to school with. So it's just really a cool thing. So I got this database. It's my own tree, my own family tree. I'm the only one that contributes to it, like a lot of the family trees are. But there are family trees out there that are online that are, everybody builds the same tree, and you're just putting on your little branch of it. And so anybody can go in and they can collaborate and they can change it. And so you build this one huge family tree with your little part. And so what I'm in the process of doing right now is taking all those names in my own private little family tree and putting them up on this online family tree where everybody's connected. And that's kind of fun. That's taking a lot of time. Okay, so what else do I do? I love the outdoors. I was born and raised in Kansas. I came out here to Colorado to go to school because I was going to be a park naturalist. I was going to be one of those guys, when you go to Rocky Mountain National Park and you're looking at the elk, they got all these elk running around at certain times of the year. And the park naturalist is a guy, he tells you all about the elk. So I was going to be one of those, and I was trained to do it. And I got a degree in it. But had some part-time seasonal work, but I didn't do anything with it. And, I guess I can share with you the reason why I didn't do too much with it. One is about 4 months before graduation, I began to think about this. I'm just about to get out of school, about to start my own life, and I finally start thinking seriously, I guess, about life and what's going on. And I realized, I said, if I go on to be a park naturalist, I'm going to have to work weekends. And if I'm going to work weekends, I don't like to work weekends. I don't want to work weekends. And not only that, but if I'm going to be a park ranger, I'm going to probably have to give citations and maybe even arrest people to carry a gun. I didn't want to do any of that. So 4 months before graduation, I changed my mind, decided I didn't want to be a park naturalist after all. And at that time, I ran into a little money through an inheritance. Didn't have to work, and so I didn't for about 5 or 6 years. Just had the life of Riley. Just kind of had fun. And then, of course, as always, the money runs out. And what do? My degree was a little stale. I probably could have gone back to being a park naturalist, but instead I went to work at Colorado State University. I worked there for 30 years, and I retired from there about 6 years ago. So I was trained as a park naturalist, but I didn't really do anything with it. But I do like to go out into natural areas around Fort Collins here and just look around and watch the bunnies. We have a lot of bunnies. We have too many bunnies. And I hope, if you want some bunnies, let me know and I'll send some to you. And so I like going out in the natural areas. I'm not a big hunter or fisher, but I'll just like to go out there and just be there. Okay. See, what else about me? Well, maybe I can tell you the how and why I got started with network marketing and where I'm at with it today. As I said, I went to work at a university and made some pretty good money there. I started out as a custodian, and at that point in my life when I started, I was pretty broke, pretty poor, didn't have a lot of money, and didn't make a lot of money as a custodian. But I went to Colorado State University and worked my way up through the ranks and became a supervisor, custodial supervisor, which would have been all right, except for the fact that I really don't like supervising people. I don't like telling people what to do, and coming from the farm, I don't like people telling me what to do. I'm kind of a lone ranger, a lone wolf in that respect. I like to do my own thing. But as I mentioned, I went to CSU. I worked there for 30 years. When about halfway through my career, I was able to transfer over into IT, where we kept the internet running for students in the dormitories. And that was fun for a while until the last 5 or 6 years, I began to feel like this technology was going too fast. I wasn't keeping up and I was incompetent. And it was time for me to try something else. So I retired and so now I do some odd things. But all that time, through 1970 until now, actually it was about 1977, I guess. From 1977 until now, I've been involved in network marketing in one way or another, as a card-carrying network marketer. And I didn't get real big. I didn't have a whole lot of success because in those days you had to talk to a lot of people, and I didn't have the skill to talk to a lot of people. I didn't have any way to do that, and so I didn't do very well. But I carried the card. I believed in the concept. I just fell in love with the concept of network marketing and what it can do for people who are looking for some way to make some money and not have all the negatives that having a job might have, or building your own, or having a brick and mortar business. There's some tough things there. So I became a network marketer, and I've been that way for a long time. I've been a network marketer for a long time, and it's changed over the years. And this is one thing that's really gotten me going. Just fairly recently is the technology now. I mentioned not being able to talk to a lot of people. Now with technology, you can talk to more people. I can talk to more people now in an afternoon than what I used to do in 3 years' time. And that's what you need to talk to people with network marketing. That's how you grow, and that's how you make the income. It's talking to people. And so that's why I'm in the business I am today. I've actually, over those 30 plus years of being in network marketing, I've learned some things. I've learned what doesn't work, and I've learned what does work. And so what I do now mostly is I share my experience with people. I teach people how to network, how to market their product online. And it doesn't matter whether you're in whatever network marketing company you're in. It doesn't matter. There's some principles that apply to all when you're marketing online. And I teach people how to do that. And I teach them what to avoid. And I really love doing that. So that's a little bit about me. I am married. I'm not single. I am married. I got 4 grown kids and 5 grandkids. And so I'm just your ordinary guy who's just going through life and having a blast. So before I leave, I want to leave you with one last little link here, because I do got to connect this somehow to network marketing. Okay. If you want to figure out how to do network marketing and do it, how to contact and interact with a lot of people without spamming them, and that's the thing, you got to do it without spamming them and turning them off. I got some resources in order to allow you to do that. And I just want to share one with you now, and I encourage you to go check it out. So if you have your computer, the link is Roger Cox. That's ROGERCOX .Rare Profits System. let me back up, I said that wrong. RogerCox.RareProfit System. So RogerCox.RareProfitSystem.com. And you can go there and you'll allow you to get some of the resources that I use, and will teach you how to do network marketing and how to do it correctly online without spamming 1 billion people in the universe, because that's how many people are just on Facebook. There's 1 billion people on Facebook. So there's my video. Again, it's kind of weird. It's different from what I normally do, but I thought you might like to get a little insight of who am I? Who is this Roger Cox guy? And so I hope that helped. We'll talk to you later. You have a great day. Bye.